the Otter Creek. We're going to be following the Otter Creek a bit today. So we're going to call this one Down the Otter Creek. You're going to be able to hear with all this water, but I am using an external mic today. But Thomas Macdonough built a fleet of ships down there to the right side of the river. All along that edge there was a huge shipyard back in the War of 1812. Thomas Macdonough and Samuel Strong were building a fleet of ships down here to go up against the British. At the time, Lake Champlain only had like one US ship on it, and the British had many, so they built a bunch of ships, and they attacked and were victorious at what was the Battle of Lake Champlain, or the Battle of Plattsburgh in 1814, which pretty much sort of turned the tide. Virgins was sort of a different place back then. It was the first city ever chartered in Vermont in 1788, I believe, and it's the smallest of our 9 cities here, but it is the first. The former home site of General Samuel Strong. Is in serious disrepair and just abandoned in the middle of town. Not really abandoned, it is owned by a private citizen, but it is in rough condition.
Maybe it's because they've had it's clearly been boarded up for a while.
It's not horrible. I mean, the dental molding up there is really cool.
Yeah.
It's got like several layers of dental.
Yeah.
All the windows have it, and then they have this sort of like, I mean, not the pediment above the door is just like insane. And that window up there, well, both the one right here and up there, were these really fancy like lead caming windows. I have pictures of the house back in the 30s. It looked like immaculate. I'll post a couple. I even found a picture of the inside of it. Fortunately, we cannot go in there, and I don't know if my drone footage is going to do us any justice, but I think we're going to try it just so you can see where it sits in here. This whole yard is just a jungle. All right, here is the spot we've been looking for.
Did you bring your flashlight this round, or are we going?
Oh shit, I gotta go back.
I thought you grabbed it.
I forgot. Timothy Clark Smith had a fear of being buried alive, as was more common, I guess, in the 1800s than it is now. But there's a lot of different patterns on graves like this one. Styles of graves. I'm sure they were expensive to make, but this is from 1893, and basically this window shines right on down to where Timothy's laying there in his coffin. And if he was potentially buried, you know, alive, he would be able to see. And apparently he's got a chisel and a hammer in there so he could crack this thing open, I guess. I'm not. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for, the super flashlight. What do you see?
Oh shit!
Can you see in there?
Something. Goes in pretty deep.
It's supposedly 6 feet, because it would have to get down below frost line so it didn't like trash it. And I think that's the problem with the shaft being, you know, above the frost line. Is
I see grass.
yeah, that's the problem. There's moss and like ferns
Yeah,
growing
there's a
inside.
ton of moss in the front. I can't see anything past the moss.
Here,
There's a small hole.
let's put the camera up so we can look down in there and see if we can see anything whatsoever. Yeah, there's zero visibility in this guy. Oh, it's so unfortunate. There is definitely grass growing in there. Oh well. Can't see inside to see Mr. Timothy Clark anymore, but
Sorry, Timothy.
Timothy Clark
Face
Smith.
today.
All right. The house was built probably, I think it was somewhere in the 1830s, 1840s. But in 1850, they discovered a mineral spring on their property and turned this into a boarding house or a hotel. And at the time, mineral water was something that the early Victorians were trying to get their hands on, and traveling hundreds of miles to get a hold of mineral water to drink. They thought it had healing properties and longevity and From 1850 to 1870, this place prospered and sold this mineral water and had guests at the hotel. And after that, it just sort of died out. And this is what's left of it. You won't remember it. I'm sure you won't remember it. I'm certain you won't.
It was that big fort base that we were camping nearby. You're smiling, I know, that's the place, isn't it? Was that right?
Right. Remember I said we'll see that Otter Creek again. So We came out here to go see that little building down there. That is what's left of like this 15-story cotton mill that was built back in early 1800s, and then it burned down in like the 1850s. It burned again in like the 1890s. They actually modified the ruins then into a powerhouse. That's what that is, was a former powerhouse. But they used the rest of the ruins to build the Battelle block, which is that building right there. That whole block, it goes around the corner. They used the stones from that foundation. We're gonna go down and we're gonna go across this other little bridge around the corner, and we're gonna come down right beside it, and we're gonna get a better view of it, hopefully.
Which is a small apartment building right there, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine living in one of those like outdoor
And having that as your view. You really don't get the view though unless you're over here.
Yeah.
But see how big that mill building is? Look at the size of that. See, we can almost walk right over to it on that side. But I'll definitely be able to fly the drone right inside of it. That's what I'm thinking. See, I might be able to get right in. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we could walk right into it. Hopefully. We'll find out really quickly. This one's a lot cooler than the one in Winooski. The size of this pipe though. Can you imagine the water that'd be cranking through there? Alright, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get in this, but if we are, it's gonna be through that hole. Alright, I made it through the little hole. Yeah, hand me the drone. This is so cool. Very, very cool. I'm gonna try to see if I can take the drone and fly it from inside here. That is just a view right there.
Whoa!
Right?
So loud.
So loud. These timbers are pretty old. Be careful on this stairway, there's no railing. Very cool. Yeah, I can take the drone. Thought I'd point this out as I was cruising by. I noticed General Electric. Get that. It's crazy. The turbines are insane. All right, we're gonna launch this drone out of here. It's gonna be so fun. Look at that. Look at that Ben Franklin. Talk about step back in time. When was the last time you saw one of those? I don't even know if those stores like were more than in the New England area or if they were like everywhere.
There was the Ben Franklin in Randolph, like right until 6 months after I moved in.
Oh yeah.
I think it was half the reason I wanted to live there.
I wonder if there's any more open anywhere else. That one's not obviously open, but
No.
what a cool sign. I would, if they were ever gonna tear those off, I would want to buy all of those. They were still
Yeah.
digging this all up. But now see, the train goes right underneath us, like right underground.
The train working to do the big thing.
Yeah, this is the train to get to Burlington. They say within like maybe a couple more years we should have.
To New York, is it?
Yeah, you can go all the way to New York City.
It's crazy.
But yeah, that tunnel, they were digging this all out last time we were here. The train goes straight out through there and out the other side.